The Nintendo Switch 2 showcase just ended, and there were a ton of details in the presentation and shared afterwards, including when you can pre-order, when you can buy the thing, how much it costs, and how much the peripherals cost. Let's go over all of that news right now. First things first, let's talk about the release date. June 5th, 2025 is when the console is coming out, and it will be priced at $449.99 for the console and $499.99 for the bundle with Mario Kart. Now, there is also a $49.99 Nintendo Switch 2 camera available on June 5th, and that price is via The Verge. You can use your own camera, but I do think that this is a notable improvement over their past consoles, and it has some interesting functionality, like you can do picture-in-picture with your friends, you can show your whole room and just chat with your friends live. I use services like this in Discord all the time. We're going to start out talking about some of the physical dimensions, though, of the console. It's got a 7.9-inch screen, a 13.9-inch thick console, like the physical console, which is the same as the original. 120 FPS screen is supported. It's an LCD screen with HDR support. Joy-Con 2 controllers are magnetic, as we knew. The buttons, the SL and SR buttons specifically, are bigger, and so are the sticks. It also showcased mouse controls. They demonstrated this with a little bit of the new Metroid game utilizing mouse controls, and a new game that utilized some interesting controller mechanics. Now, it's funny because I just did Save State Plus with Thomas Mahler, who talked about how we haven't seen a lot of innovations in the controller space, so that was actually kind of interesting to me, honestly. There were improved speakers, 3D audio for headphones. There's a built-in mic for voice chat. It will use noise canceling, so if you're running a blender as they demonstrated in the demo, it should cancel out most of that noise. There will be a new stand that you can dock into, and it will support up to 4K resolution, which is very interesting, probably going to be upscaled, obviously. There's two USB-C ports, one on the top and the bottom, so you can charge how you see fit. You can buy the camera I mentioned earlier separately. It will have 256 gigabytes of internal storage. That's 8 times that of the Switch. A new dock with 4K support, fan ventilation on the dock so that you can enjoy it without those overheating issues, and it'll improve performance ideally. It is compatible with Switch games. Both physical and digital are supported. There's also a lot of really interesting stuff on the Nintendo support channel, like this explanation of the Nintendo Switch 2 Game Key card overview. It reads, Game Key cards are different from regular game cards because they don't contain the full game data. Instead, the Game Key card is your key to downloading the full game to your system via the internet. And they actually showcase how it works. Step 1, insert the Game Key card into the system. Step 2, download the game. The game itself isn't included on the Game Key card, so you have to download it before you can play. When you insert the Game Key card, further instructions will be displayed on the home menu. Please follow the instructions to download the game. So long story short, you are getting a micro SD express card with nothing on it, and then you will need to download the game. So just be mindful of that. You're buying a key card so that you can download a digital version of the game and have it installed and ready to go on your console. They also have a page explaining game share. Now, this might be old news for some of you, but it lets you play with just one game. With the Nintendo Switch 2 system, you can use game share to share supported games with friends and family. Even if they don't have the game, everyone can play together. For local users, you can simply use the sharing function so that you're able to play something like Super Mario Party Jamboree with a nearby friend on your Nintendo Switch 2. Even the original Nintendo Switch supports some games. You can also share via game chat, and that feature is only available on the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, game chat is included with any Nintendo Switch Online membership, and it's an open access period right now until March 31st, 2026. Now, that answers a lot of the principal questions people had about the physical device, when it's available, when you can pre-order it, etc. Pre-orders actually start on April 9th, according to the website. There were some other details over at VGC that I caught before I recorded this. The battery is going to be 2 to 6.5 hours. That seems like it could be a little bit less than the current model. The Pro controller is going to be available for $79.99, but the Joy-Cons will cost $89.99. And just a fun little fact, they almost called it the Super Nintendo Switch, but opted not to do so. Now let's talk about the games you're going to be playing. But real quick before we do that, consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that bell if you like the content thus far. Thanks for watching. Now, notable game releases included Mario Kart Worlds. Now, this is priced at $80 for the digital version, and there are some international website locations of the official Nintendo shop that say it's $80 for the digital edition and $90 for the physical edition of the game. Now, there were other games mentioned that included Donkey Kong, which would be $70 at launch and then $80 for the physical, but we are getting into that realm of higher priced games. That's unfortunate in my opinion. There was also Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 edition, which will feature things like HDR resolution and frame rate enhancements. It's clearly 60 FPS in the footage. It will have much faster load times, save data transfers, and you can create 2 save data files. Zelda Notes was also featured here. This is a companion app for your phone or Switch 2, and it's basically the perfect wiki companion in my opinion. I was really impressed by the technology. Well, I should say perfect after the IGN wikis, of course, because those are great. Metroid Prime 4, we saw a lot of that already, but that is confirmed for the Switch, and it is coming in 2025. There was Donkey Kong Bonanza, Pokemon Legends Z to A, Super Mario Party Jamboree and Jamboree TV, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Dragon Drive, which utilizes some of those innovative mouse controls I mentioned. And those were primarily the games that I saw for Nintendo official games. I'll include a full list in the description below. Let me know if I forgot any in the video presentation. As for third-party games, the big announcement was that the Dusk Bloods, a From Software PvPvE game, was announced as an exclusive for the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, it looks like traditional From Software gameplay, but what an excellent reveal for Nintendo to get for this big Nintendo Switch 2 presentation. That's in addition to Elden Ring Tarnished Edition, which will be coming to the Switch 2. And surprise, they just snuck in a Silk Song reveal and a Delatoon reveal right there in the presentation. Other third-party games include Cyberpunk 2077, Yakuza 0 Director's Cut, Hitman World of Assassination, Project 007, Street Fighter 6, another big one, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Will Xbox get it at this point? At this point, they're going to be the last ones on the party, which is unfortunate, but wow. Bravely Default, Borderlands 4, Hades 2, Hogwarts Legacy, Split Fiction, and Tony Hawk were all teased. They revealed the Nintendo GameCube Nintendo Classics. This also paired with an announcement for a dedicated controller that was teased. And some of the games that they showcased included Zelda The Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2, F-Zero GX. Now they confirmed those for launch, but they also teased Super Mario Sunshine, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, Super Mario Strikers, Chibi Robo, Luigi's Mansion, and Pokemon Coliseum. Now that's the long and the short of the Nintendo Switch announcements that I caught during the reveal. Of course, there's constantly stuff being discovered as the day goes on. So to recap, the console is coming out on June 5th, 2025. Pre-orders are going to be available on April 9th, according to the website. So be sure you are ready to get in on that. And of course, you can pre-register on the official Nintendo website. I'll link to that in the description below if you are looking for where you can register to be given the opportunity to pre-order officially from Nintendo. Overall, I think the Switch 2 is looking like a really, really exciting console. My main concern is that the price of those games is just astronomical. $80 for a digital version of a game on probably the least powerful piece of hardware on the market is a little bit nuts, if you ask me. Now, some of the games are $70, which has become the industry standard, and having a physical version that costs $10 more is definitely surprising in my opinion. Yeah, I'm with the audience on this one. I don't like it. I was tweeting a lot of jokes about, what are you more mad about? Are you more mad about Donkey Kong's pants or the price increase? And, I'm just trying to make a little levity of it, but let me be clear. $80 is ridiculous. Maybe that $100 Grand Theft Auto 6 rumor isn't so crazy. Oof, what a news day. Some of it good, some of it not so good, like the price. What are you thinking about the Nintendo Switch 2? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like this succinct video, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that bell to know when my content goes live. Also, a big shout out to the members. I have all the members listed here, but if you want to support, the best place you can do so is patreon.com/SaveStatePlus. Some of my top backers include Christopher Eddy, Intermachine, Philoroni, Spingetter, and Aries EMS. A huge thank you to them for supporting my independent endeavors here, and I really do appreciate anybody who backs. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to get out of here, but if you want to check out my Doom the Dark Ages content, you can do so over here, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody.